Anything else to add on to that long list of chores that Quincy?
I mean, the biggest thing is they cannot lose lanes. I think if they lose
I guess it's one of the better offlaners at dealing with Enchantress because you're just that strong in lane. But to me, that's kind of a... It's a little bit concerning if you're picking it just for that.
Up, you are. All right, he's melded, but will eventually be brought down by Nightfall. So another toss coming in for Crit, and EG get first blood, which the panel kind of talked about, and I assume, based on what you've said so far, that you agree that Quincy crew, because the lineup is maybe not the most traditional, that they need to get off to at least a decent start, which already 1k deficit for them.
I'm surprised to see Ponlo skill build like this, by the way. We haven't really talked about that just yet, but Decrepify is, to me, an integral part of countering Razor in lane.
True.
And bypassing that until level 4, I think is just flat out, in my opinion, just a mistake here. You're playing TA against Razor. If you get static linked or whatever, you just want to be able to decrep either or, so you just mitigate a ton of damage. I know you're susceptible a little bit more to the Tiny, but I think in the end, the way fights are going to start is that Tiny's going to have an Or toss. So he will have one spell that can get amplified, but you know, that's only in the conditions where you can't decrep the Razor, which is great because you're slowing him and he's losing out on all of those attacks he could do. So that to me is a bit surprising. I don't know how much value they've really got out of the Nether Ward so far. It can't be that much.
Yeah, definitely not. And we've been seeing Pugnas go Netherward level 1 a lot of the time as well. That's mostly been, I don't know if it's a big difference, but Dire side, I forget who was doing that first.
I think it just mainly depends on the hero matchups in the lane. You want to have that against heroes that like spam spells, for example, because the base damage is so high. Not the case in this lane.
You did see Nightfall and Crit again going behind the tower. The Netherward is there. Ponlo gets tossed back in, but looks like he'll live as Jerax made the transition over as well. And will heal the rest of his teammates, but another TP was forced.
Yep. That should be good news for RTZ. I think this lane, CK against Legion, is completely playable for CK. Probably one of the only melee heroes that truly doesn't mind standing one-on-one. You just have so much lifesteal from the Chaos Strike. You hit level 6, you can even be a kill threat with +1 rotating up to the lane, so totally fine for RTZ.
Kezu is farming pretty well in that lane.
Yeah, for sure.
For all intents and purposes. I mean, every lane's going okay for Quincy, except for the safe lane where Yawar's being out-farmed by the off-lane Razor for Nightfall.
Yeah. And again, Ponlo went 2 points at Netherward now, so I don't think these Decrepify situations will be getting any better.
Try to TP out, but he will die mid-TP, which means he's going to have to make the walk of shame, and Yawar not off to a very good start this game as a result.
That is the worst death you can have. This kind of death as a carry.
Yes.
You die after TPing. Because now when he respawns, how long does it take to run to the tower? It's like 30 seconds, I think. So he's going to lose another full wave.
Yep, Ponlo will easily go down to EG, so they're off to the races. 3-0 start for them. Jerax is pretty low. Quinn has made his way down here, but the heals from Jerax, not sure that's going to be enough to stay alive. Oil is put down. He's not going to walk through it quite yet. Nightfall coming to try to force Quinn away. The heals keeping Jerax alive. And it doesn't look like Quinn's going to get anything out of this. In fact, he might even die. He does. Just a terrible start for Quincy crew. A series of truly unfortunate events.
I don't know. It's easy for me to say because I have the fog of both teams, right? But when Quincy beat in, this Ench was like 30% HP, and he waited really long with engaging on it. So Jerax had already got like multiple ticks from his heal, which in the end was the difference maker between life or death there.
Yeah, that's a tilter right there. As this tier 1 tower is going to go in favor of EG, and their lead is going to grow even more. Maybe about 3k lead as a result here. And Milan will be denying the rune at the very least as Abed getting some damage in before he goes, although might be coming over with Crit. Toss is available. Yawar on the high ground with the meld. They're going to try to turn this around onto Abed, and they do. So a great turnaround for Quincy crew. They set that up beautifully and out-executed EG. Kind of baited Abed up to the high ground.
Ponlo with the level 2 Netherward, I told you was worth it. He died to activate Fire Remnant, just too expensive.
I mean, he was dead anyway, right?
I don't think so. I actually think that level 2 Netherward was necessary for that kill.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Ponlo did get the kill, right? Yeah, he did. Good.
I mean, he was... Alright, I'll take your word for that was enough. Or that was the reason he died.
It was the reason. Okay. Trust me. I'm a scientist.
You're something alright. Of course, having the Decrepify might have saved Yawar a couple times.
Yeah, who knows?
Quinn. Trying to get out.
Right.
Yeah. Gonna be able to walk the correct pathway. But this is a lot of members of EG amalgamating in the mid lane. That's 4 of them. Gonna try to pressure this tier 1 and force Quinn out. Doesn't have to lose her orb for another second. He's gonna get hit by the plasma field. There's the orb. Should be fine now. Wait, the sleight of fish into the toss. My goodness, Quinn, very unlucky. Just enough damage.
By 1 creep.
Kezu wanted the duel. I don't even know if he had enough damage though.
I don't know if they could have killed him.
They really didn't.
I mean, look, considering cast pressed the attack, you would imagine he wanted to duel with that. But
yeah,
there was
like
1 melee creep in the way. Him and his target.
9.5 minutes in, 3K lead for EG.
And let me tell you who's enjoying this game the absolute most out of everybody. It's RTZs on the Chaos Knight in the top lane.
I forgot he was in the game.
He is literally just farming away. His team is owning bottom. They've ganked Quinn and killed him twice. And all he's done, he's just been sitting up there building the advantage. So if you think back a few minutes, the Legion Commander and CK were basically neck and neck on net worth. Now it's 1,000 difference. And it's because Kezo has been rotating to try to put out fires around the map. And RTZs has just been, you know, enjoying some mining time in the top lane. And
yeah, that is unfortunate. And I mean, it's one, obviously Kezu, like you said, was forced to try to help out, but it has made things worse, if anything, just because of bad timing.
Yeah, it's cost himself more than he's gained, right? It didn't make any difference, I think, in the rotations. And I understand you're going for them because you feel like your team is under so much pressure, but perhaps you should apply the opposite way of thinking that, okay, the team has to come to Legion to try to kill the CK and get the top tower rather than rotating EG's way. But that's how it is when you get applied this much pressure to by an early game Enchantress Tiny combination that just keeps running around looking for ganks. You really want to help your buddies out, but it's EG making every move in this game.
Yeah, and they have the siege creep to help with this push. Onlo's here with Quinn, puts down the Nether Ward. A lot of members of QUINCY crew are here to try and defend as the Avalanche is going to clip Quinn. Nether Blast is there to help out as Ponlo healing up Quinn. You can see the disruption ends up being used as well, just to ensure that the mid laner for QUINCY crew does not die again. So this is a big group up again for EG, and including RTZs, who's finally made his way out of the top lane with that armlet.
Yep.
And that is going to be essentially a free tower for him.
So just to clarify, he didn't arrive to help his team. He went there to get the last hit on the tower.
That's right. Now he's GTFOing.
And now it's back up to the top. Thank you for the gold, guys. I'll be back to top. Yep. At least QUINCY have kind of
Gonna break the coil, and Nightfall looks like he's just gonna run away the old-fashioned way. In fact, he's gonna turn this around with Jerax and Tiny coming in as Quinn getting static linked, illusory orbs to the other side, but that's into the arms of Crit with that Avalanche. So another death for Quinn as QUINCY crew just on the back foot seemingly since the draft begun.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've at least kind of stemmed the bleeding, right? Like the gold graph, it hasn't gone more in EG's favor over the last 5 minutes. Like they had a huge advantage minute 7 and it's still about the same, but it's more about like the feel of the game and how the gold is distributed, right?
Yeah.
CK and Razor are getting enormous, and I don't think these two core matchups are good for TA, either of them. Like, I feel like CK actually has a pretty damn good time against TA. It's one of the carries that can break through Refraction the easiest because you have so many instances of damage, and once Refraction is down, you would flat out kill her in a matter of seconds, and you do have the control between yourself, Tiny, and Ember to get the job done. Even against saves, it's still possible. So.
Mud Golem's revenge. Milan is going to get stunned several times and is going to drop shortly. Nice blocks as well. It pops the Fairy Fire, but Abed's just going to pick... Wait, okay. That was a very long way. I think that was up for a full second before he used it. I would feel remiss not to mention the fact that Yoar got off to such a bad start, but because it is a TA and because they did stack these Ancients, he has catapulted himself up to the second in net worth, which is a TA special, I guess you could call it. Waga somewhere is nodding his head in agreement.
Yeah, the other way of looking at the glass half empty perspective is you're TA and you're not top net worth.
True.
Right? That's the other way. So it's a good comeback and he's on the way, but generally TA would like to be ahead of the curve here, especially considering, like you said, he got all those stacks. Usually that would amount to an advantage. Abed with the taunt here, you know, he could have killed him at any point here. He's just chilling.
It's up. It is still up.
It's just waiting.
All right. As we missed the first duel of the game. Milan technically gets credit for that kill, but KEZU will take the damage nonetheless, and it looks like they're going to get a second kill on top of that. So I'm sure Milan's face is looking just... I mean, maybe that was a premonition of things to come. I don't know what the hell that was. Dude, Milan is amazing, though. Like, he wears this... Oh, the first time we saw him, he's wearing the Snuggie. We didn't realize he's not wearing a shirt underneath. And then last week, we saw that he wasn't wearing a shirt at all. Just a very charismatic young man. And the question is, I was talking to you about this. When you go to LAN, like, I think it's a big deal that you try to keep, or at least get used to the same conditions of a LAN. So does that mean that you wear the same thing at a LAN, or is he going to wear a shirt? Because that's a different feel to it.
I would imagine you would technically be allowed to play naked with a...
with a blanket.
With a Snuggie on top.
I mean,
I think that would be okay.
Ice literally doesn't wear pants. I don't know if he's changed that.
In the booth, though, he takes them off. He doesn't walk on stage without pants on.
No, I'm not saying you have to walk. You can take your shirt off when you're on stage, or when you're in the booth itself. I would like, when they make a LAN, I would like for him to show up looking just like that. I would really appreciate it. As top lane, they're trying to turn this around onto Yawar. He gets the nice melt strike on a crit. It's not enough for a kill. And KEZU again. I mean, he doesn't have the blink dagger, I believe, right?
Oh, he's got blade mail only.
Yeah, so the initiations are going to be pretty hard to come by for Quincy Crew until he picks up that very important item.
I do think it makes sense for him to go blade mail here, though. If you have the dagger, I still don't think there's that much of a kill threat on the enemy team. So it's better to get some stat item that poses the kill threat if you do react.
And he puts down the coil. See the remnant up for Abed, just waiting for that coil to disappear. Gets up the sleight of fist, but a nice dodge from Quinn. Looks like Abed has met his match. Neither hero ends up dying. I think Quincy Crew will still be happy with that, based on how things have gone thus far. Yeah, that blink dagger, almost a blink dagger on crit. He's 50 gold away, just to show kind of the farm discrepancy. That's a position 4.
Yeah.
And KEZU's still 1,000 from his. That's a pretty big deal. It's the tier 2 tower, my goodness. That is actually going to be a freebie going for EG. That's a pretty big tower to give up this early, 16.5 minutes in.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Easy outpost here should probably be claimed by JerAx or Nightfall. I would imagine maybe JerAx does it. Nightfall's probably pinging it. Hey man, I'm busy getting gold. Can you please?
See this centaur, bro? That's mine.
This takes 6 seconds. I do not have 6 seconds to spare. I'm a core player.
Yep.
And JerAx is like, oh, that is correct. I'm a support player, therefore I will do this very important.
It sounds like you've had that conversation a few times yourself.
No, I've had it with myself. I play it internally every time I take the outputs. I'm like, you know.
That's good to know. Do you do that with a blanket on, or your pants off, or what's your what's your go-to comfort zone?
You'll see on LAN.
Okay. Well,
at the major when we're casting.
Oh boy.
I will.
That's a scary proposition.
All right, but hear me out. What if? I think, do you remember the NA team? It was kind of short-lived, the business associates team with Fear?
Of course, yeah, that was great.
Their jersey should have literally been playing in full tux. What do you think?
It sounds very uncomfortable, but I understand. I would have worn a wait, what did they wear? It was just like crappy shirts, right?
I think they just wore a button down.
I think it would have been great to have a shirt that had a tuxedo on it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
comfortable, and you give off the business associates vibe, for sure.
Or a Snuggie that has it on it.
Yeah, sure.
Or get it tattooed on your chest, and then you can play naked.
Quincy Crew is looking for an org. Perhaps Snuggie is on the list of potential companies that they reach out to. It's Yawar getting initiated on by Nightfall.
No
Disruption will stay for now, but he's melded, decrypt. Plasma Field does not finish him off, and Palo is just going to heal him up to a respectable amount. And now we have the duel inside of the coil. Is this going to be enough to get the damage? It does for KEZU, but he dies shortly after. Still 1-for-1. Quincy Crew will take this every single time. And this is while EG was taking Roche, or trying to at least.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I definitely thought they were going to get rid of the TA there, but this time around, Decrep on point. They get the press the attack off as well, and it's just narrowly enough to keep Yawar alive. Thought he was going to die there without dagger.
I thought the plasma field would do more damage while he's Decrep, but maybe he had refraction up, possibly.
I don't think he had refraction up. We're going to see the replay here.
So nice save with the disruption. There's the Decrep, and oh, it was the press the attack. Yeah. Okay. The press the attack helped out a lot. Of course, it means he didn't have it for the duel victory itself, but he still gets the kill nonetheless. So what is KEZU sitting on now? He's got 20 whole duel team. Man, this hero feels so bad early getting these duel victories, but now it is level 2. It'll ramp up a little faster. Alright, we got the Decrep into the life drain. Surprise from Ponlo, but JerAx is just going to walk it off. Meanwhile, Yawar, that's an Avatos back into the static link again. Ponlo trying to heal him from afar, but he's going to get blown up shortly after, and Yawar will end up dying too. And now EG on the chase, but a blink out as Milan might be the 3rd member of QUINCY crew to fall to his grave. Double kill for Nightfall and into the Roche pit, I assume they go.
If you look at QUINCY Crew's draft and their overall strategy, I feel like if the TA gets linked, you're just in trouble almost no matter what, right? Like even if you save her, even if you try to turn the fight around, I don't know if you have enough damage in the tank. This is a support Pugna, and Legion Commander, as we've talked about, is kind of, you know, it's the duel where you deal the damage, but unless you're like really balling, you're not going to scale into being a carry in the fights. So I think EG correctly identified, hey, if we see the TA and we go on her, we just feel like we're going to win. Nightfall is flat out just drawn to this TA every single fight, gets the link off, and yeah, this fight in mid, QUINCY did get a 1-for-1 trade, which looked good, but you know, they're not going to be able to set up those conditions every single time, and when they don't, it costs big. So this time 3 kills in a row, no problem for EG. They put the Aegis onto Abed rather than RTZs here.
So perhaps not looking to quite go high ground. I mean, there still are the tier 2 mid, and then both towers still remaining in the top lane. Plus, maybe RTZ doesn't feel threatened at the moment. I mean, he does have BKB. He's going to be pretty hard to kill in general.
On low.
Yep, he shows himself. RTZ, Chaos Strike, Reality Rift.
Is he crits here?
And 1 crit. So 6k lead for EG at 21 minutes. A stompalicious game to start. But from QUINCY Crew's perspective, I mean, we theory crafted, or you did, theory crafted a lot of what they could do with the lineup in general. Now that they're behind, what do you think? I mean, I know it's harder, but like, where does it need to start for them?
They need to get a fight where TA doesn't get linked. I actually think that's mandatory. Aside from, you know, obvious like skirmishes where you find a pick here or there, if it does get to a fighting stage,
Crit ends up getting the Avatos correctly. Searing Chains holds Quinn in place. Attempting to get out. He's going to lose your orb again, but it's just too much time. Another death for Quinn as EG basically getting everything they want. So finish your thoughts, Syndran. They can't get linked on TA. Is that...
Yeah, so
that's... What's the 5-step process?
I think the dream fight is that they blink duel the Razor with Blade Mail on, and they burst him immediately, and then TA gets to play.
Okay.
And then you can coil when other heroes try to respond, so that TA has someone to work with in the fights. That's my best suggestion right now, I think. Because if you kill any other hero but Razor runs free, your TA is gonna quote-unquote die as well in the fight. Like, even if she doesn't actually get killed, you can take away so much of her damage that she's unimpactful. No dagger on Yawar, so he can't reposition when he gets linked. Which, you know, perhaps his item build here is a bit of a mistake. I don't know if he should have gone Pike. I don't know if he should have gone Dagger before this BKB. But obviously he has other problems than just the Razor. There's the stuns that are still an issue, but he's definitely, like, as far as Yawar's TA games go, this is about as bad as it's been for him. He's 0-3-2. I feel like he's barely dealt hero damage in the game. And it's just tough. Like, I don't feel like he's playing awfully. It's just really hard.
Oh, this smoke. They're going to run into RTZs. Ponlo. Oh, he's going to show an RTZ. Oh, he's taking the bait. He really wants a little necro action. Crit actually gets the avalanche off.
Donk.
That's going to be a free support for EG. And the smoke ends up resulting in nothing.
Well, it does.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It results in a negative outcome.
Oh, you got the ward out? You got the ward out.
Is
okay, now it's negative.
Double negative outcome. Still a couple minutes left on the Aegis. And I'm not sure if Kezu has technically shown with the Blink Dagger. I think he has. He does have Ogre Club, so it stands to reason that he probably has, like you said.
Radiant's top tower.
EG just taking all the outer towers.
I find it funny you still... duel? He's not dying, though.
Yeah, crit. Gets quite low, but here comes the static link, and it looks like Kezu gets off the over on the odds, so it's super fast, but Ember has the mobility spells, and that is another death for QUINCY Crew.
Tiny 4 is a pretty tanky support.
Yes, that is true.
So, yeah, just not enough there.
And Razor, Mr. Nightfall working on a refresher orb as the BKB casual plate mail.
Dying are scattered.
And Ember Spirit, Mr. Abed, he has the DD to go along with the Dessa Orb of Corrosion. And about a recipe away from the BKB himself. And RTZs is going for the Orchid after the BKB armlet and is actually going for Scotty next. So, a little heal reduction.
Can you click on Tiny quickly?
Yep.
Oh, I just have... Okay, it's because I have some sort of a bug. Okay, for me, Tiny only has 12 armor. I don't know why. I was like, it's Grow bugged, but it's fine. Just a spectating issue here. Because I was going to say, Tiny 4 is a really hard target for Legion because he gets this 15 armor from Grow level 2, and it just keeps displaying 10 for me. So I don't know, but
Yeah,
he does
for me as well.
He does have the full armor here, and it's... I understand, like, at some point you gotta just try for something there, right, for Quincy, but yeah, Tiny's a tough kill, a tough nut to crack for LC with only 20 dual damage. 2.2k health.
He's not a
armor.
nut, though. He's a rock.
Tough rock to crack.
Yeah.
Actually, doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, it's close. Not bad. Not bad. Rock cracker.
Yeah.
As you can see, Artesian Company likely just waiting for the second rush, and I assume they just try to end the game at that point, because we've talked about it before. When these pro players are playing these games, they generally have a very good idea of how much they are up or behind by, which for Quincy crew, you would assume that they need to take some risks here, as Ponlo's going to die. And because we haven't really, like, they tried it once a couple minutes ago, but we haven't seen a clean blink initiation from Kazu since he picked up the Blink Dagger into some sort of pick-off fight for Quincy crew. As Quinn and Kazu attempting to get out, Kazu gets off the overwhelming odds, so he's going to be fast for a little bit longer. They're going to scout him out with the Plasma Field. Crit. Does he have Avalanche? Not quite yet. So Quincy crew able to get out this time.
Come on,
That's Yoar. All right. Tries to go for Jarek. That is a very tough kill, regardless, as looks like Shadow Demon's going to drop. So EG just, again, any lane they go to, it feels like they get a kill. They have all the map control in the world right now, as Roche number 2 still a couple minutes away. And Quinn, he's going to get static linked. He Yules himself, phase shift as well. Has Blink Dagger now, but it gets canceled by the tree toss from Crit. Very good timing from him. And it just suffocate. If this was an NBA game, this is suffocating defense from EG right here, Cinderin.
I get that reference.
Or is it, I mean, it could be offense maybe. But nobody says suffocating offense. That doesn't sound right. It's suffocating, whatever they're doing.
Nobody uses basketball.
They have a pillow to the face of Quincy crew. Do you understand that reference at least? Because that's the pillow.
Yes, that's very morbid.
Okay.
I preferred suffocating defense.
Okay.
Even though they're on offense.
It's a suffocating pillowcase that EG has.
Got the despair cam here in the bottom. Kazu is...
Is that new? I haven't seen that yet. Despair cam. Oh, that's so good, actually.
Okay, we're going into idle animation here. Actually, just looking around.
Anti-being. If only that was LC that wrote that one. Used that voice line. Yoar trying to keep his teammates in high spirits with the taunt. Hopefully we can get some more Milan camera action to see what his situation is looking like. I don't know if he's gone completely shirtless now without the blanket, just to switch things up. Is this a 15k lead for? No, still the same, all right?
Radiant
Staying composed. I like to see that. My boy Milan. But this Quincy crew has to get something out of this smoke. And nobody's remotely close, if you can see on the minimap here.
And if they do end up running into EG, it's going to be a double damage Ember. So,
Yikes. Yeah.
And EG within their own ward vision, they're just going to keep controlling this area. Just, you know, textbook stuff. Wait for the next
Radiant's middle tower.
What was that in response to?
I don't know.
What was it?
I don't know what it is, and it doesn't matter.
The context, I need to... Okay, if Quincy crew ends up winning this, we need to interview Milan and ask. This is amazing. All right. Oh, that's a lot of damage. It's the Soul Catcher applied to RTZ, but Nightfall coming into the base. They destroy the Pugna. Yawar getting crushed. Oh, gets the meld off and is getting healed from afar. They don't have any vision. That was the refresher from Nightfall, so much damage with that ult of his. Now they're going to focus on the buildings after 2 buybacks from QUINCY. They still have 1 available onto Shadow Demon.
Radiant's top tower.
Overalling odds is there. And here's the duel with the Blade Mail. Who's going to win it? Disruption saves Kenzu for now, but then look at the TA just gets melted. Yawar no longer alive, has no buyback, and GGs are called. This was a Gaben level shellacking. 420 occurred in this game as well, which I'm sure everybody was really excited about.